All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where we bring you back-to-back update and information as see the hot. In case you have not joined our social media handle, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to all your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you will be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as see the hot. You don't share. The matter will be say e dey for my table now as see the hot everywhere. Be say the Ohanezendigbo has turned also to support Ohanezendigbo Kano and also to support this philosophy of the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Epka, and that is to show that victory is sure, and wherever victory is, it must be found. And it seems as if victory has decided to favor the people of the indigenous people of Biafra. Meanwhile, before I will come back to the full detail of that information, let's go down to what a statesman is saying about Ohanezendigbo Kano. And this is one of the prominent people in Igbo. And I can say that if Igbo will continue like this to speak up when their brother is in trouble, I believe that with time, it will be just like the Yorubas are doing their thing, because look at what happened with the case of Sunday Igboho and the case of Sowore, who is the owner of Sahara Reporters. Let's go down to waiting they happen. Monday Ubani to the federal government, he said, release Nnamdi Kanu, he has suffered enough. Monday Ubani, a former second national vice president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, has appealed to President Bola Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Kanu is being held in the custody of the Department of State Service (DSS) on terrorism charges and was denied bail for the umpteenth time on Tuesday. Ubani said Kanu has suffered long enough in custody, adding that the best thing for all parties would be a political solution to the problem. I have been one of the greatest advocates for the release of this political solution to Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration, he said. I am of the firm belief that he should be granted bail. I also have the view that this matter can be politically sorted out by the president. That will be the end of the crisis. Asked to comment on Kanu's claim that insecurity in the southeast will end within 2 minutes of his release, Ubani said those using Kanu's continued detention to format trouble may likely desist upon his release. As to whether his release will automatically end all the insecurity crisis in the southeast, I can say that with every bit of assurance, he said. But I know that there are those who hide under Nnamdi Kanu incarceration to unleash mayhem on innocent people in the southeast. So maybe those hiding under his incarceration to cause trouble may cease if he is released. I believe he should be released from jail. He has suffered enough. He should be able to give a political solution to the crisis. I know that some of the insecurity crises can cease if he is released. But I may not be able to say that if he is out, every insecurity in the region will cease. If there is anything that Tinubu should do for the southeast region, it is to get Kanu released and probably find a political solution to his incarceration. Una don't see us see it happen, my wonderful people. This one is coming from Obane, who was the vice president of Nigerian Bar Association. It's good that the statesman ndị ọnụ n'elu n'okwu maka na asị na akwụda n'ikele achọba nnụnụ nwere ọnụ ogologo. And I think that this is what ndị Igbo should be doing for themselves and stop hiding behind. As it be, Idan Shele, Gumi has reacted at the federal government names his ally Tuko Mamu 14 others as terrorism financiers. I talked before. As it be, Shekai Ahmed Gumi, a Kaduna-based Islamic cleric, reacted to the naming of his ally Tuko Mamu as one of those financing terrorist activities in Nigeria. The controversial cleric said Mamu, a Kaduna-based publisher, should be prosecuted if found guilty of financing terrorism instead of his continuous detention by the Department of State Service (DSS) since he was arrested in Cairo, capital Egypt, in September 2022. Politics Nigeria report that Mamu led the negotiation for the release of the passengers kidnapped from a Kaduna-bound train in March 2022. On Wednesday, the federal government named Mamu and 14 others as financiers of terrorism in Nigeria. But speak on a Twitter space organized by Daily Trust Wednesday, Gumi said the security agencies had no right to label Mamu or anyone as a terrorism financier. DSS had arraigned Mamu before a federal high court in Abuja on 10th-count charge bordering on terrorism financing, among others, but he pleaded not guilty. Gumi said what happened between Mamu and the security agency was a clear case of misunderstanding, but he did not want to comment on it and at the moment since the case was before the court. Mamu's case is in the court. Let's wait to hear from the court. It's wrong to resort to media trial. Let's wait for the court to state if he is financier or not. I think if he is acquitted, he has a strong case to make on libel. Gumi said, when I don't see how it happen, but the matter be say, all these people will be saying and then they serve as negotiator with what they call them with terrorists. I wonder how they know their number and how they know where these people are. I think it's high time the government stop this negotiation with terrorists and fight tooth and nail to make sure that such people are brought to book and they face the consequences of their act. As it be, Ohanezendigbo has cautioned the Southeast against violence, says Nnamdi Kanu will be free very soon. The Ohanezendigbo has cautioned the Southeast people, asking them not to resort to violence, that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra will be released soon. My own point, is there any data, is there any evidence that shows that Ohanezendigbo are actually working towards making sure that Kanu is released, even though I will also request that people should not resort to violence, because violence has never made anything better. Nnamdi Kanu had in the application he filed through his team of lawyers led by Aloy Ejimakor on February 5th prayed the court to grant him bail on most liberal terms owing to his deteriorating health. The Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Ohanezendigbo, has urged the followers of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, not to engage in violence over his fresh bail application, which was dismissed by the court. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Tuesday dismissed the fresh application the detained leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, filed to be released on bail, pending determination of the charge the Nigerian government preferred against him. Rather, trial Justice Bintanyako ordered an accelerated hearing of the government's 7-count charge against him. Kanu had in the application he filed through his team of lawyers led by Aloy Ejimakor on February 5th prayed the court to grant him bail on most liberal terms owing to his deteriorating health. Ejimakor had argued that there was no dispute that the IPOB leader has a serious health condition that was confirmed by the federal government-owned hospital. Specifically, he disclosed a series of tests that were conducted on Kanu showed that he was suffering from hypertension and acute heart disease. Our humble submission is that the medical condition of the defendant speaks for itself and the health challenge persists, despite the treatment offered him by the detained authority. He maintained that Kanu's continued detention by the Department of State Service (DSS) posed a threat to his life, adding that freeing the defendant on bail would enable him to effectively prepare his defense to the chair. Besides, Ejimakor noted that the seen delay in the prosecution of the case was the fault of the government, which he said had repeatedly amended the charge. On the court's observation that Kanu once jumped bail, Ejimakor argued that the development had become academic in view of finding and and judgment of various courts on the issue. This one is coming from Ohanezendigbo, where they tell people, say, make they calm down, say very soon, Mazin, and they cannot go be free. Now here I go to wind down the curtain, and if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first we'll collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you.